friends, welcome to eStudent. In this video, we will be discussing IIT JAM Biotechnology 2017 question paper. Friends, we have also discussed 2020, 19 and 18 question paper which is available on our channel. So in this video, we will be discussing the section A of 2017. So the first question is, the antigen binding site of an antibody is present. So let's see. This is the antibody structure. Okay. So every antibody is having a heavy chain and a light chain. This is a light chain. So this part of the antibody, the down part, the light chain and the heavy chain is the constant region. That means it is present in every antibody. This part is common. You will find this part, this below part which we are seeing in green and blue, this is present in all the antibodies. But this part, the above region which we are seeing in the form of boxes, this region is variable. This region varies in every antibody. Okay, so this is the part, variable region is a part where this will recognize different kind of antigen. This is having different kind of receptors. So variable region is a region where the antigen is going to bind. Here this is going to recognize the antigen. Here is where the antigen is going to bind. So here the correct option is at the variable region. Okay. So coming to the next question. Which of the following is not involved in the eukaryotic translation? So we know that translation is a synthesis of proteins from mRNA. Okay. So after transcription has taken place, we have got the mRNA, and from that mRNA translation goes on and we produce proteins, right? So ribosome is not the correct option because ribosome is involved in the translation. This is our mRNA. Okay, this is our mRNA which is produced in the translation. Okay, here this ribosome binds and initiates the the protein synthesis. Here the tRNA comes and binds, and there is a production of proteins. So ribosome is involved. Here they are asking not involved in eukaryotic translation. So tRNA is involved. So this is not the correct option. This is a ribosome. So this is not involved. mRNA, you see, this is also not involved. So mRNA is taking part in translation. The correct option is spliceosome, because whenever the spliceosome is involved in removing the exons from the pre-mRNA. Okay. So spliceosome is the correct option. This is not involved in translation, but this is involved in the post-transcription modification. Okay. Coming to the next option. Which of the following statements is correct? Gram-negative bacteria are colored purple after gram staining. So this is the wrong option. Why? Because in gram-positive bacteria, it is going to take the purple color, whereas the gram-negative bacteria is not going to take any color. Okay, when it is staying, the gram-positive, which is going to give the positive test, it is going to give the purple color, but here it is given that gram-negative bacteria are colored purple. So this is the wrong option. They are asking for the correct statement. Gram-negative bacteria are commonly more resistant to antibiotics than gram-positive bacteria. So yes, this is a correct option. But why this is a correct option? Because gram-negative bacteria is having an additional cell wall which is not present in the gram-positive bacteria, which helps them to be more resistant to antibiotics than the gram-positive bacteria. Okay, gram-negative bacterial cell wall consists of thick layer of peptidoglycan outside the plasma membrane. So this is the wrong option. Actually, the gram-positive bacteria is having a thicker wall than the gram-negative bacteria. This is gram-positive is having a thicker wall, and gram-negative is having a, compared to this, is having a thinner wall. Okay. Cell wall of gram-negative bacteria does not contain any outer membrane. This is absolutely wrong. Gram-negative bacteria outside the cell wall, it is also having an outer membrane. Okay, so B is the correct option here. Coming to the next question. The role of enzyme E is synthesized by phage 5X174 during infection is. So this phage 174 is going to infect the E. coli. Okay, it infects the E. coli and it produces an enzyme E which blocks the synthesis of peptidoglycan. Okay, see, E. coli, when there is no peptidoglycan, when there is no peptidoglycan synthesis, there is no plasma cell wall in the bacteria. So when there is no cell wall, how will the cell survive? So the peptidoglycan synthesis will break and the cell is going to lyse and eventually it is going to die. So it inhibits the the synthesis of peptidoglycan in the E. coli. So this is the correct option. Coming to the next question. This is a really tricky question and an interesting question. The result of an electrophoretic separation of mixture of amino acids X, Y, Z at pH 5.0 is represented as, given the isoelectric points X, Y, Z are 9.87. So X is 9.87. Y is 3.22, Z is 5.43. Okay, so at pH 5.0 it is given. So first let us understand what is an isoelectric point. So isoelectric point is a point where the net charge on the protein is 0. Okay, so here we see the proteins will move from positive to the negative charge. Okay, so the the protein which is first getting the charge 0 will be first, because see the values will increase from here to here, right? From right to left the values is going to increase, but we have to understand which is having the lowest value, that means which is going to get the isoelectric point first. So here we see that Y 3.22, at 3.22 it is getting the isoelectric point. Okay, so that means it is going to travel the lowest distance from positive to negative. Okay, and the protein which is having the highest isoelectric point is going to travel the more distance, and then at more distance it is going to get its isoelectric point. That means it will travel more when compared to the lowest isoelectric point. So we see here Y is having 3.22, the lowest isoelectric point. So we see here at A and at B we are having Y here, and at D we are having Y here. Okay, so let's see the next number which is higher than 3.22. We have Z here, 5.43. Okay, so after Y we have here Z. Okay, so Z is the protein which will stop at 5.43 because its net electric charge is 0 now. So here it is evident from this that A is the correct option. And the highest values of 9 X which is at 9.87, which is going to stop at the farthest distance. So A is the correct option. Coming to the next question. Match the entries in group 1 with that of group 2. Phytase. So what is phytase? See these phytase, xylanase, lacase, bromelain. See these are the things which we have to remember. There is no logic we can apply. We have to remember these enzymes and their functions. Okay. So phytase usually breakdowns, it breakdowns the phytate, phytate is broken down and produces phosphorus. Okay, the phytase is going to break down the phytate and it is going to produce phosphorus in the soil. This is happening. So because the phytase is producing phosphorus, there is no need for an inorganic phosphorus. Okay, when there is no need of inorganic phosphorus, this is actually increasing the nutritional value of the soil. Okay, so P is improve the mineral availability. Now let us see bromelain. Bromelain, what it is? Bromelain are these are the enzymes which are found in fruits and stem of pineapple plant. Okay, and these are usually responsible for the gluten reduction. When there is a gluten complex, it reduces it. It breaks down the gluten complex. So uh, bromelain is gluten complex reduction. And what does lacase do here? Lacase is actually an oxidative enzyme which is responsible for the degradation of phenolic and it is also it reduces phenolics, and it is also responsible for the reduction of the lactogen, and which is also responsible for the reduction of lignin units. So when it is breaking down, it is reducing the lignin, which is also known as the delignification. So R is delignification, and xylanase is responsible for paper and pulp production. Okay, so the correct option here is B. Okay, now coming to the next question. If an aldol cleavage of glucose 6-phosphate occurs in glycolysis, it will result in. Okay, so let us see the glucose 6-phosphate structure first. So this, we have 6 carbons in glucose. OH, H, OH, H, and we have here H2O. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 carbon glucose 6-phosphate. In aldol cleavage, what happens is we have a carbonyl group here. Okay, so beside that we have a alpha carbon, and it is going to break here, this part of beside the alpha carbon, it is going to give a breakage here between the carbon carbon bond. So this is actually going to produce, and here we have 2 carbons, 2 carbon, here we have 1 2 1 2 and 3 carbon. So this is actually producing products of unequal carbon chain length. So here B is the correct option. Okay, it is not producing 3C2 carbon compounds. Okay, it is not producing products of equal carbon chain length, and it is, see, aldol condensation is not at all involved in removal of phosphate group because it always cleaves the bond between the carbon and carbon. So there is no work of phosphate removal here. Okay, So B is the correct option. It is going to produce an unequal carbon chain. Coming to the next question. The natural geographical distribution of kangaroos is limited to Australian continent because abiotic factors determine the distribution. Dispersal is limited by accessibility to other continents. Kangaroos have not selected habitats in other continents. Predators limit the distribution in other continents. So this is absolutely wrong. Predators do not limit the distribution. Okay. See, kangaroos actually they live in a continent. Okay, so they to trap. Actually, kangaroos are heavy in their weight. They have pouches. They have babies in their pouches. Okay, so it becomes difficult for them to reach another continent or another place where they can live. So actually, their dispersal is limited to accessibility to other continents. It becomes difficult for them to travel from this continent to other continent because of their high weight. Okay, so it is the dispersal is limited to accessibility to other continents. Okay, so abiotic factors determine the distribution. So this is not the correct option. Kangaroos have not selected habitats in other continents. This is also the wrong option because they can select, but they have not selected because of the heavy weight. They cannot travel from one place to another. So as dispersal is limited by accessibility to other continents. Okay, they don't have accessibility so that they can travel from this Australia to another continents. Okay, coming to the next option now. Match the entries in group 1 with that of group 2. Okay, so nucleolus. So nucleolus is a part of nucleus where there is a synthesis of RNA there. So we have the ribosome. Ribosome, RNA and proteins are synthesized in nucleolus. So we have pRNA synthesis. Spherosomes. Spherosomes are actually involved in, these are the involved in the storage of lipid and food in the cells. These are actually single membrane bound organelles which are helping in storage of lipid. So Q is going to be 1. Peroxisome are involved in breaking down of fatty acids. So R is going to be 2. Plasmodesmata is usually present in the plants, which are helping them to transport the molecules from one cell to the another cell. So S is going to be 3. P4 we have here, and Q we have 1 here. So B is the correct option here. Coming to the next question. The nitrogenase of diazotropes. So this is also question, this is not like we can apply some logic or something. These are the things we have to remember. How many ATPs are used, how many NADHs are used or something like that. So nitrogenase is a complex of molybdenum and iron. Okay, so let us see where is the molybdenum and iron. Contains CuS center and uses, no, it never uses 12NADH. Okay, contain Fe and 4S, no, and it does not use 8FADH2. Okay, these two are the wrong options. It is a complex of iron protein and molybdenum and iron. Yes, this is correct. Protein and uses 16 ATPs to reduce 1 N2. Let's see, another one is a molybdenum iron. Yes, this is also correct. Protein and uses 4 ATP. No, it does not use 4 ATP. Okay, so this is the wrong option. It uses 16 ATPs. Okay, so C is the correct option here. Coming to the next question, the correct sequence of the following events in human female reproductive cycle is. So what happens first, the sequence of what happens in the human reproductive cycle. So first what happens is there is a release of follicular stimulating hormone. Okay, growth of corpus luteum, growth of follicle and oogenesis, ovulation, sudden increase in the level of LH, luteinizing hormone. So first what happens, there is a secretion of FHS. We know this. Okay, now let's see next thing, what happens after growth of corpus luteum. No, this is absolute wrong. This happens at the last. Okay, Growth of follicle and oogenesis. Yes, this may be correct, but let's see another options also. Ovulation. No, ovulation happens after oogenesis. Okay, oogenesis is production of egg cell, producing an egg cell. Okay, so after this we are having ovulation, sudden increase in levels of LH. No, see, after the ovulation has taken place, we have after the follicle oogenesis has taken place, egg is been produced, then we have an increase in luteinizing hormone, and then we have the ovulation. Okay, so second we are going to have here growth of follicle and oogenesis. Second, this is one, this is two, and then we have sudden increase in the levels of LH3, and this is going to be 4, and this is going to be 5. So here one, yes, this C is the correct option here. Coming to the next question. Which of the following is true of protein synthesis only in prokaryotes? Okay, translation and transcription are coupled. Yes, this is absolutely correct in prokaryotes. When there is a production, when there is transcription going on simultaneously, the translation is also going on. Okay, transcription is taking place, and there is also the synthesis of proteins in prokaryotes. But this is not the case in eukaryotes. First, there is a production, there is a transcription which takes place in the nucleus, and then the mRNA which is produced, it is traveling out into the cytoplasm, and then there the translation is going to take place. But whereas in the case of prokaryotes, translation and transcription both are coupled, because the prokaryotes, they do not have any membrane mount nucleus, so everything is taking place in the cytoplasm only. So here A is the correct option. The codon AUG codes for the start signal. No. The tRNA anticodon can bind to two or more different codon. No. In prokaryotes and in eukaryotes, tRNA anticodon binds to only one codon. So sorry, this is the wrong option. The functional ribosomes contain two subunits, constructor of protein and RNA. No. See, in the case of prokaryotes, there is no membrane bound nucleus, so everything is happening in the cytoplasm only. That thing you have to remember. Which of the following is not an example of an adaptive defense mechanism against predation? So, bright color of birds pollinated flower, insect that resemble a stick, nicotine in tobacco plants, spines on porcupine. See, spines. Why do plants produce spine? Because they are protecting against the predator. If the predator comes, it can, just run away because of the spines. Okay, so this cannot be the option. This is not. This is actually a defense mechanism. So they are asking not an example of adaptive defense mechanism. Insect that resembles a stick. Yes, they are protecting themselves again, so that the predator cannot recognize them when they can camouflage in the plant. So this is not the correct option here. Okay, so nicotine in the tobacco plant. Yes, they are actually producing nicotine, that if the predator is eating that, so that it can die or something and not eat that plants and stay away from them. So this is not the correct option. Bright colors of bird pollinated flowers. So yeah, no, sorry, this is the correct option, because bright colors of bird, actually they are attracting the bright colors of bird pollinated flower. So actually the birds get attracted toward the flowers. This is actually a mechanism where the pollination is increased. This is causing the pollination to happen in the plant. So this is not a defense mechanism. This is actually a mechanism where plants attract the birds and produce the pollination. Okay, so this is all about the section A, and in our next video we will be discussing the section B and C of IIT JAM 2017 question paper. Thank you.